Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, everyone in between, to Nathan Bell's next video in his Centurion series. Give it a like, give it a share. If you're interested in today's topic, which is
the value of art.
the value of art.
Yeah, well, today I'm going to talk about the value of art. So it always surprises me how people diminish art as invaluable. I understand that art doesn't do anything practical in the world. Like, I realise that people like practical things, like they value a car because the car transports you from one place to another. They value a computer because a computer helps you compute data and do mathematical calculations, practical things that do things in the world that lead to results, People like practical things, and people also like things that generate money and feed into the economy. But people devalue art as because it doesn't have much intrinsic value, and it astounds me because it seems to me that most people consume art, and in my mind, art is music. Art is movies and cinema. Art is even architecture. It's books. It's paintings. It's television shows. In my mind, Neighbours and Home and Away is art, because Neighbours and Home and Away is the result of people's creative processes, coming up with stories, coming up with narratives, writing a script, actors portraying roles. Acting is art. We're always surrounded by creativity and art, and there's all this artistic influence flowing into our lives. Aside from news and current affairs, most of what we see on the television is art, could be considered art and cultural content, yet our society dismisses it. And it's like, I think some people are just in this mentality, this very cranky man mentality where they don't want to be happy. It's like, in my mind, art is the icing on the cake in life. It's like you have to spend your whole life working, you have to slave to be a cog in this economy and to do your part to contribute to the economy and society and work and help someone else make money. So when you come home, you want to watch cinema you enjoy, you want to listen to music you like. That's what makes it all worthwhile. I think some people don't want any joy in their life. They're these very negative, cynical people where they just want to go to work, push themselves, bust their ass, slave for the economy, earn money, and I think they have such a negative attitude. They want to deprive themselves of joy and happiness in life. Art is that time where we get to sit down and we just get to enjoy something because we find it pleasant and because we find it visually appealing, or because we like the story we're being told. It's not about, it's the joy in life. It's that fun of life, I think a lot of people don't want to have fun. They don't want to appreciate anything that is just about pleasure and is just about having fun. Where I think, what is the point in living this life and doing all this work and doing all these things if we don't have any pleasure? My view is there should be more of a focus on pleasure in life, more of a focus on enjoyment and joy and happiness. But art is also more than just joy and happiness. It's how we convey meaning to each other, We tell important stories and narratives through art. Books teach us something. A story in a book can have a powerful message that makes us think. And art can be thought-provoking and controversial. It's like Midnight Oil, or Rage Against the Machine. They're artists, they're musos, It's like you can say, oh, well, music doesn't contribute anything valuable to society, but consider the influence and impact of Midnight Oil's music in Australian politics, because their art offers social commentary and offers critique and tells stories that are thought provocative and make us think and make us question how the world should work. And you should know most artists want to convey some sort of poignant and powerful meaning in their art. Most artists have some message that they are presenting. Some might not be directly political, but they're trying to convey ideas to you. And it's like philosophy, we downplay philosophy in this society and in the Western world and in humanity in general. It's like they say philosophy is a toilet paper degree. It's similar to art, because why don't we emphasize thought and creativity and introspection and narratives and stories that teach us about the world? And why don't we encourage people to share ideas through creativity and to tell stories and to tell what they think? Art is a way for people to express their personal perspective, their personal views on the life that they have lived, and to convey their principles and their values to others for their consideration. So and all throughout history we've created art, and all throughout history it seems to me that people have devalued art and treated it as if it is worthless. But it's amazing because, like I said, we're all always consumed and surrounded by creative people. We sit down at night after work and we watch the television and we watch Neighbours, and it's like some people just don't realise the people who make Neighbours are artists. The people who make Home and Away are artists. You might make the argument they're not the greatest artists, or that they don't present art with the strongest substance or meaning, but they're still creators. They write a script, they tell a story, so it's all around us. And you don't meet many people who don't like some sort of music. Most people like some sort of music, but the same people turn around and dismiss the importance of the role of music in our society. And the importance of the role of music and art in our society is to create meaning in life, and to create and to help, because we understand the world through stories. So art is a way to convey stories and meaning to people, to share ideas and to share ideas around the planet. So I really appreciate art. I think art is the icing on the cake in life. It gives us that joy. It gives us that chance to look at something that we just find pleasing and pleasurable, and that doesn't have to serve some mechanical or materialist purpose. It's just a completely mental and intellectual exercise to enjoy art and to create art. And again, it's like our society downplays intellectualism. We're not a very intellectual species, humanity. We could stand to be a more intellectual species, more a species that considers things more. And art helps us consider things. We have to interpret art, we have to figure out what the story is the artist is presenting, and we have our own subjective interpretations of what the artist is saying. And it's this mental, intellectual process which is important for our own personal development and our own growth, and the growth of our own personal ideas. So I place high meaning on art, and I've always wanted nothing more than to be an artist and a creator. I've wanted to be an artist and creator since I was a teenager, and I've devoted many years of my life to creating art and music and content. And what I've realised more and more as I've gotten older and tried to break through in the art scene is that our society absolutely dismisses the value of creativity, even though it's everywhere around us. I want to point out, even video games are art. Anyone who can sit there and create a completely fictitious world in such detail, it's an extremely creative process. It's like people can't even categorize correctly what is art. They think art is just a painting. They think it's just Picasso. They think it's just Van Gogh. But art is video games where someone writes a script, they generate a whole fictitious world, they create fantasies, and then they put it into a game that you can play. I think video game creators are some of our best artists. So anyone who sits there playing video games all day, immersed in digital worlds that have been created by creators, should have an appreciation for the arts. Anyone who goes to the cinema and enjoys a good movie, or sits at home and watches a good television series, you should have an appreciation for the arts. If you're going to sit there and you're going to consume all this art and creativity, at least respect artists. It frustrates me that we downplay the value of artists in our society to the point where we dismiss it as a hobby, because I view art as a career. I want to be a career creator. I take it very seriously. I want to be in the creative industries, but our society says, art is just a hobby and it isn't a career. Well, I disagree. Art is a career, and some people want to do it as a way of life, and I do it as a way of life. I place great importance on art and great value in art. So like I said, I'll finish the video by saying, if you're going to sit there and you're going to consume television series produced by creators, and you're going to listen to music produced by creators, and you're going to play video games produced by creators, then say that you acknowledge and value creators and artists in society. So drop a comment in the comment section about what you think about art and creativity, and whether you value artists.